take that opportunity and do it. Okay. So so a sister is asking, can a son and daughter who has not done Hajj pay for the mother's Hajj and send the mother with another sibling? Yes. So you're basically sponsoring somebody else. Yes, that is totally acceptable, because it's not like the son or the daughter is doing the Hajj badal themselves. They're just sponsoring, and that is permissible. Yes. Okay. So we are moving on to the types of Hajj. Okay. So there are 3 types of Hajj that can be performed as per the Sunnah. Okay. Now, this can get a little complicated, but inshallah, we will walk you through it, and you need to decide which type of Hajj you are going to perform. Okay. And most probably, I would say 99% of the times, your Hajj group would have decided it already, and you will be doing Hajj Tamattu. Okay. So whenever I say the word Hajj Tamattu, your ears should perk up, because that is for you. But that does not mean you cannot do Hajj Ifrad or Hajj Qiran. So let's go over each one of these. So what is Hajj Ifrad? So Hajj Ifrad is the most easiest kind of Hajj, where you do only Hajj and you do not give a slaughter, a hadi. Somebody is unmuted. Please mute yourself. Okay. And if you have any questions, either you can put it in the chat window, only if it is relevant to the topic that I'm teaching right now, or we will answer it at the end of the session, inshallah. Okay. So that is Hajj Ifrad. Remember it as Hajj Ifrad sounds like fard. So, it's only the basic minimum, which is only Hajj, and there is no slaughter. Okay. And then the second type of Hajj is Hajj Qiran, where the person does an Umrah as well as a Hajj, and then they do not exit the state of Ihram after doing the Umrah. So they do Umrah, they do not exit the state of Ihram, and then they continue on and do their Hajj. And they must do a slaughter. Okay? Don't worry, I'm going to go into each one of these categories and walk through the steps. The third category is Hajj Tamattu, where you do an Umrah, then you exit out of the state of Ihram after you finish your Umrah, then you enter into the state of Ihram again, and then you do the rites of Hajj, and then you must also slaughter. So these are the 3, just a high level details of the 3 different types of Hajj. Okay, so let's go into each one of them now. Hajj Ifrad. So Hajj Ifrad is where the pilgrim enters Ihram for Hajj only. So when they enter into the Ihram, state of Ihram, and I will go into what is Ihram, what are you expected to do, etc. All of that is coming up, don't worry. So when the pilgrim enters into the state of Ihram, they have the niyyah that they're going to do only Hajj. Okay? And the niyyah they can also say as Labbaik Allahumma Hajjan. Okay? Labbaik Allahumma Hajjan. That's it. Only Hajj. Ya Allah, I am coming to do Hajj. That's it. It's as simple as that. When the pilgrim reaches Makkah, he will perform what is called as Tawaf al-Qudum, which is the Tawaf of arrival, and this Tawaf is a recommended Sunnah. Now, what is Tawaf? How do I do it? Don't worry, we are going to go into it. Okay? As Saad said, we need a lot of sabr. First, sabr to learn the knowledge, then sabr to implement it, inshallah. Okay. So when the pilgrim reaches Makkah, he will perform what is called as Tawaf al-Qudum, or the Tawaf of arrival. And this is a recommended Sunnah. And he has the option of completing the sa'i of Hajj right after Tawaf al-Qudum. So you finish the Tawaf al-Qudum, and then you can do a sa'i right there. And after you do the Tawaf of Hajj, you do not have to do a sa'i at that time. Okay? As we go into it step by step, it will get more clear. And then after he finishes this Tawaf al-Qudum, and if he's choosing to do the sa'i of Hajj, after that, he does not shave or cut his hair. Women do not cut their hair. And also they do not exit the state of ihram. They have to stay in ihram. So, and he remains in ihram until he is done with the stoning of the Jamrat al-Aqaba on the day of Eid. The day of Eid is the 10th day of Dhul Hijjah. Okay, on that day after the stoning, that is when he is going to exit the state of ihram. Now, if he delays, he did not do the sa'i of Hajj after the tawaf al-qudum, then after the tawaf of Hajj, he has to do the sa'i, and then there is no hadi for tawaf al-ifrad. Okay, of Hajj, sorry, for Hajj al-ifrad, there is no hadi needed, meaning no sacrifice needed. Now, if somebody is going for, say, 40 days, a lot of times people who are going in for groups from, say, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, the groups go for 40 days. Do you think Hajj Ifrad is something that you should choose to do? Will you choose Hajj Ifrad? No, of course, because it's difficult. Just imagine you're going to do your tawaf al-qudum, then you're going to do your sa'i for Hajj, and then you're going to stay in ihram till the days of Hajj, right? Till the 10th day of Hajj. That's going to be like, literally torture, right? You'll need like 10 load of sabr to do that. So Allah has made it easy for us. We do not have to do that in this scenario, okay? So moving on to what is Hajj al-Qiran. Okay, so Hajj Qiran is, we said, the pilgrim enters into ihram for doing both the Umrah and the Hajj together. Okay, so the niyyah would be Labbaik Allahumma Umratan wa Hajjan. You can say it in English, you can say it in Arabic, does not matter. And then on entering the ihram for Umrah first, what they do, they have to go same. It's the same situation as Hajj Ifrad, except that you do not have to do a hadi. So I'm going to take you step by step. He does the tawaf al-qudum followed by the sa'i of Hajj. Okay, and he has the option of doing the sa'i either right after the tawaf al-qudum, or he can do it after the tawaf of Hajj on the 10th day. Okay, so both options are available. And if he does so this tawaf, and then if he follows it by the sa'i, this will be counted as an umrah for him, as well as having completed the sa'i of Hajj. Okay, then he does not shave or cut his hair. He does not exit the state of ihram. He remains in ihram until he exits it on the 10th day after stoning the Jamrat al-Aqaba on the day of Eid, which is the 10th day of Dhul Hijjah. So all the steps were the same, except that he has the niyyah of doing Umrah and Hajj together. Then the actions done in Qiran are the same as those as in Ifrad, except that when you're doing Qiran, you have to offer the hadi. Whereas in Ifrad, you do not give the hadi. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Now, Hajj Tamattu. So that is Hajj Tamattu is the third category, type of Hajj, where the pilgrim, when they go, past the Meeqat, they enter into ihram with the niyyah that they're going to do only Umrah. Okay, and this has to be, of course, during the months of Hajj. What are the months of Hajj? Shawwal, Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah. So anytime in these months, they can head out and they enter into the state of ihram with the niyyah that they're going to do only Umrah. Okay, and then when they reach Makkah, they will perform the tawaf they will perform the sa'i for Umrah. And then they shave his head. They shave his head or cuts his hair, and then they exit Ihram. Sister Yana, I will be answering your question. It will become clear in a little while. Okay. Then when the day of, when the 8th day of Dhul Hijjah comes, he will again enter into Ihram for Hajj only. And he does all the rites of Hajj. Okay. So Tamattu involves a complete Umrah, which is you do your tawaf, you do your sa'i, you cut your hair, and you exit the state of Ihram. And then on the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, you enter into Ihram again for Hajj this time. And then you complete all the rites of Hajj. So, Sister Yana, you are going to arrive in Makkah on the 7th of Dhul Hijjah. So, Hajj Tamattu, you can do. Even if you are going to Makkah on the 8th of Dhul Hijjah, and if your tour group is going to give you some time, a few hours in Makkah, which most of the groups will do, you will be given the time to go there, and then you finish your tawaf, you finish your sa'i, okay, which will take you a few hours to do. You finish all of this, and then you cut your hair, you exit the state of Ihram, even if it is for just 1 minute. And then you enter back into the state of Ihram, and then for Hajj this time, and then you go to Mina to do your rites of Hajj. Okay, so which means that Hajj Tamattu is possible for you, Sister Yana, and you need to talk to your Hajj group regarding what the plans are, what is the time you will be reaching, and especially since you're going there on the 7th, totally possible for you to do Hajj Tamattu, inshallah. Okay. So, to answer the question that's popping up, what is the recommended type of Hajj? Okay. The best of these 3 types of Hajj is Hajj Tamattu. Why is that? Because the Prophet ﷺ, he asked the Sahabas, he urged them to do Hajj Tamattu. Okay. And if they are, as long as you are not taking your hadi with him, okay, as long as you're not taking your hadi with you, then you can do Hajj Tamattu. And I know that nobody in this day and time takes a camel or a goat or a sheep with them. So which means that Hajj Tamattu is totally possible unless there are certain situations or certain conditions due to which you are choosing to do Hajj Kiran or Hajj Ifrad. Okay. Okay. Somebody is asking, I'm in Khobar and my group did not mention anything about the type of Hajj yet. Should I perform the Umrah now or wait for the group to tell you? Your group will tell you. Don't worry. Sister Samira, actually, subhanallah, years ago, I went for Hajj from Khobar. And my group, they took me, and this is just a reference point for you. They took us to Makkah. They gave us a few hours where we were able to go and finish our Umrah. Then we exited our state of Ihram for a few hours. Sorry, not for the few hours, for a few minutes, literally. We went back into the state of Ihram, and then they took us to Mina. So I hope that would answer your question. So for now, just wait for your group to tell you. Okay, regarding Haid, we will be covering it. Okay, so the recommended type of Hajj is Hajj Tamattu. So again, a summary of the 3 types of Hajj. Okay, Hajj, the 3 types are Hajj Tamattu, Hajj Kiran, Hajj Ifrad. You adopt Ihram at the Meeqat or before the Meeqat for all 3, whether it is Hajj Tamattu, Kiran or Ifrad. You adopt enter into the state of Ihram. Now for Hajj Tamattu, what is your niyyah? Your niyyah is only to do Umrah. For Hajj Kiran, your niyyah is for Umrah and for Hajj. For Ifrad, your niyyah is to do Hajj only. Then you go to Makkah, you do your tawaf of Umrah, and then you do your sa'i of Umrah if you're doing a Hajj Tamattu. If you're doing a Hajj Kiran or a Hajj Ifrad, then you do the Tawaf will Qudum. And you can perform the sa'i for Hajj right then and there after you do the Tawaful Qudum if you're doing Tawaf, Hajj Kiran or Hajj Iftar. Why would you want to do it then? Because it will be less crowded. Because think about it. All the people who are going for Hajj will land up in Makkah to do the Tawaf of Hajj on the 10th day of Dhul Hijjah. So imagine the crowd there. So if for whatever reason you're choosing to do Kiran or Ifrad, then it is better to finish your sa'i of Hajj right after the Tawaful Qudum. And then only for Tamattu, you do a haircut and then you exit out of the state of Ihram. Okay, I hope this is clear. Meeqat, don't worry, I will be going into it right now, inshallah. Ihram, we'll be talking a lot about Ihram, about the Meeqat, etc. Okay, we will go step by step, sisters. Okay, don't worry. Getting into Ihram, hold your horses. Okay, Ihram. Where do we enter into Ihram? That's the Meeqat point. Okay, now, who came up with these? The Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So it's not for us to decide where the Meeqat is. These are specific places from which the pilgrims who are going either for Hajj or Umrah must enter into the state of Ihram. If you notice, I keep saying state of Ihram. And I'm not just saying wear your Ihram clothes. I never said wear your Ihram clothes. I always am saying state of Ihram, and there is a reason which we will go into. Okay? So they must enter into the state of Ihram. And the Ihram for Hajj can be done only in the months of Hajj, which is Shawwal, Dhul Qa'dah, Dhul Hijjah. Now, these Meeqat boundaries, they were defined by the Prophet ﷺ. And anybody who passes them with the intention of Hajj or Umrah, but without entering into the state of Ihram, you have to give a fidya. What is fidya? It is an expiation. And we will be going in depth into the expiation, inshallah, inshallah. Okay? There's a lot of different scenarios where fidya has to be given. But I'm hoping and praying, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make ease in all your Hajj and make it such that none of you have to give fidya, inshallah. If you master the rites of Hajj, inshallah, none of you will have to give a fidya, okay? Don't think, oh, can I just give a fidya just in case? No, there is no just in case for a fidya. It's only if you fall into a situation and you have to give a fidya, it's become obligatory on you, only then you give fidya, okay? Now, for pilgrims that are coming from outside of Makkah, there are 5 places from where they can enter into the state of Ihram. If I'm assuming most of you are going to be flying in unless you're coming from within Saudi, okay? Or from the neighboring countries, where in which case you might be coming by bus or car or whatever, right? If you're coming by flight, then the airlines, the pilot usually announces the Meeqat point about 20 minutes to 1 hour before, crossing it, okay? And so pilgrims coming from Medina and from the north, Dhul Hulayfa, okay? That is your Meeqat point. Al-Juhfa is people coming from Syria, Egypt, Libya, Algeria, Morocco, UK, US, Canada, all of them. That is people coming from the direction of Iraq. Qarn al-Manazil is from people coming from Bahrain, Dammam, Riyadh, Qatar, Kuwait, Australia, Malaysia, Pakistan, India, and the eastern side. Okay? And Yalamlal is from people coming from the southern side, Yemen, South Africa, Nigeria, other places in the south. Okay. So these are just old pictures of how the Meeqat points are. Okay. So passing Meeqat. So somebody is saying that your group is going first to Medina. Now, if your group is going first to Medina, then and I'm assuming you're flying in, then in that situation, you do not enter into ihram on the flight. Okay. When your group, once you're done with Medina and you are heading for Makkah, then at that point, they will take you to Dhul Hulayfa and you enter into the state of ihram in Dhul Hulayfa. Okay. Don't worry, your groups should be providing you with a detailed itinerary. If not, bug them and get it from them. Okay. The ruling of one who passes the Meeqat without entering the state of ihram. Now, we already mentioned that if you're somebody is unmuted, please mute yourself. Thank you. So if one intends to do Umrah and or Hajj, and it comes to the Meeqat point, they must, as we mentioned, enter the state of Ihram. And it is not permissible for him to pass the Meeqat without entering the Ihram. Okay? Now, what happens if you pass the Meeqat without entering the state of Ihram? What he must do is he must offer a sacrifice, which is basically slaughtering a sheep. And this should be done in Makkah. The meat should be distributed to the poor of Makkah. He should not eat from any of it. Sisters, somebody is unmuted. Please answer. As for not, there is 2 rakas, and this is not, and we will go into these 2 rakas. You don't need to do it, if you missed getting into the state of ihram. Okay, we will cover these 2 rakas in a little while, inshallah. And this is as per the fatwa of Sheikh Ibn Baz, etc. So what is ihram? What is ihram? Ihram is, the literal meaning of ihram is to make something haram, forbidden. And when a pilgrim, he has the niyyah of doing Hajj or Umrah, and he utters the talbiyah. And I will talk about what is the talbiyah. Certain halal things becomes haram to him. And he enters into the state of performing Hajj or Umrah. And if one passes the Meeqat with the niyyah of Hajj or Umrah, and he does not enter into the state of ihram, then this is not permissible. It is not enough for him to just go to Masjid Taneem. What is Masjid Taneem? It is so commonly known as Masjid Aisha. This is right outside Makkah. It is not enough for a person to just go there and get into the state of ihram. They must do it at the Meeqat point. Okay? So, what if...
Ammi?
Okay, just give me a few seconds. I'm checking. Okay. Asba, Sister Asba, please mute yourself. Okay.